It's our oneer of the week, and this week the oneer is going to be about the iMac. I've just come out of an event. I'm on the Greenwich Peninsula in London with a gorgeous London skyline behind me, and I just wanted to pull over and have a chat to you. Like I do when something comes to my mind, I get out the notebook and then decide to turn the camera on and chat to you. And this week, iMacs have very much been on my mind. Now, I am an iMac fan, and I'm pretty sure you are too. The iMac was my first serious iMac. It was one of the 21.5-inch ones. I've probably had 4 or 5 in my time. I've still got an iMac. I've got the M3 iMac, and I've also got my beloved 27-inch Intel iMac as well. Now, it seemed for a while that iMacs were going to be kind of almost the forgotten friend, that they were going to be just left down the bottom of the range as a consumer grade iMac. But I've got a feeling things are going to change for the iMac in an exciting way. There's some rumours going around at the moment, and it's all stemmed around the fact that there's a big gap in Apple's lineup. I won't mention it just yet, but there's a big gap in Apple's lineup, and I think the iMac could come to its rescue. I'm going to talk to you later on about how I think, or what I envision the iMac lineup could look like in a couple of years' time. Apple are very keen to roll out OLED across their devices. We've had it on watches, we've had it on iPhones, we've had it on iPads. It sounds as if we're about to get it on MacBooks as well. And I think we're about to get an iMac with an OLED display. Now, we're going to have to wait a little while for it. I don't think these changes are going to happen for a couple of years yet, 28, 29. But I think an OLED display iMac is on the way. Apple has approached a couple of their panel suppliers, LG and Samsung, and asked them to make some sample displays in 24 inches of an OLED panel, but with 600 nits of brightness. So it is going to be brighter than the current iMac that we've got. If Apple managed to pull that off, that would be by far, the largest OLED display that they've ever made. The biggest one at the moment, I think I am right in saying, is the 14-inch M4 iPad Pro that I've got. So they'll be going from 14 inches up to 24 inches. It would be a huge jump. But if anyone can do it, I think we know Apple can do it. Now, one of the regular complaints that people always write about whenever I post a video about the iMac is it's too small at 24 inches. Well, sadly, I don't think that the entry-level iMac is going to get any bigger, but there is some good news to come. So hang around, because I think there is good news for you down the line. OLED is one of those strange things, you know. When you look at, say if you were to look at my M1 Max MacBook Pro with its mini LED display, you wouldn't say it's a bad display by any stretch of imaginations. I still think it's absolutely stunning. But then you put the M4 iPad Pro by the side of it and suddenly you see the differences. Obviously, with OLED, you get richer blacks. It's more power efficient. Now, I know power efficiency on a desktop isn't as important, but hey, electricity bills are still got to be paid. So it's more power efficient. That's good news. There's better vibrancy. It's got more contrast. It's a wider color gamut. It's just a better display all around. So if you were to say to me that there's a 24-inch iMac with an OLED brighter display in it, I'd say, yes, please. I would gobble that up in a moment's notice. Now, as I said, there's a gaping hole in Apple's lineup at the moment, and that is a powerful desktop Mac. Since the Mac Pro's been retired, and that tower was never popular for whatever reason, it just wasn't a popular machine, but there was a gaping hole in Apple's lineup. And that's where I think the iMac could come into its own and fill a void in the current lineup. I was one of those people that said when the Mac Studio came out and when the Studio Display came out, we wouldn't ever see a larger iMac again. But I think times are changing, and it's all because of one word: Ultra. Apple is keen to roll Ultra out across as many of its devices as they possibly can. We've had the Watch Ultra, we're about to get an iPhone Ultra, it sounds like we're getting a MacBook Ultra, and apparently John Turnus is very keen on the idea of an iPad Ultra. Now, I don't think Ultra means the fastest, it means the most cutting edge of that product line, which is exactly what the watch is, and is exactly what the phone will be as well. So I think we could see ourselves with an iMac Ultra that might look a bit like this. It might be 32 inches. So all of those users out there that wanted a larger iMac, I think your dreams could be about to be answered. Why 32 inches? Well, I think they could use the 6K 32-inch display that they used to use in the Pro Display XDR. They know it. I bet you still some inventory of it knocking around somewhere. It's a great display. Okay, it's not OLED, but it is 32 inches and it is 6K. And because it's slightly older technology, I don't think it'd be hellishly expensive either. So I think that would be the display. And then we've got this massive 32-inch housing on an iMac. And just think of the goodies you could fill that in. If this is going to come out in 2029, I'm thinking it's going to be an M8 by then. Does that sound about right? Whichever the latest chip would be by then. So it's going to be quick. We know it's going to be really, really quick. You'd have room, say, 4 full-speed Thunderbolt 5 ports, possibly it will have iterated past at that point. We're going to have the latest series, the N series chip in there. We'll have the quickest Bluetooth and quickest modem in there. It will be just a beast. You could have two 10-bit Ethernet ports in there, so it's ready to network. There'd be no holding back in it. It would have loads of active cooling in there. It would be a great machine for prosumers. It would be all of our dreams come true. It would be a powerful Mac, but in a iMac consumer-friendly body. An iMac's always been popular, it's been commercial, it's been a success, so why not make a powerful desktop in a frame and a body that people love to use? It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I think that would be an absolutely awesome machine. And to finish all of that spec off, why not make it available in space grey? Everybody loved the space grey of the iMac Pro. Do you realise that iMac Pro was last seen 10 years ago? That's how long we've been without a large screen iMac. But I think the wait could be over. It does kind of make sense to me. And the fact that Macs, now Apple Silicon Macs, aren't modular, in the truest sense of the word, doesn't matter so much. With those fast Thunderbolt 5 ports, and it's a desktop, just put loads of SSD at the back of it. And hopefully by the time these machines come out, the current crisis and price war in with memory will be in the rearview mirror and things will begin to return to normal. Now, of course, well, my iMac lineup would look like that. So you'd have the base level iMac with the base M8 chip in it, let's say, but with an OLED display, maybe starting at £2,000. And then you'd have this 32-inch 6K iMac with all the bells and whistles, fully tripped out. But of course, price is the issue there. We haven't really got a guide, and it's hard to look at the Mac Studios at the moment. The M3 Ultra is only available with 96 gigs of RAM, so that makes it very hard to compare price. But if you look at a reasonably well-spec'd M4 Max Mac Studio, that's around about £3,500. So I'm saying maybe an iMac Ultra with 64 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, starting, and don't forget with a 6K 32-inch display, I'm saying, I don't know, should we £4,850, something like that. Sounds about right. Now, it's not back of the sofa change. I know that it's a lot of money, but equally, it's a hell of a machine, and it would plug that gap. It'd be ready for complete professionals, but also it'd stride the line for prosumers, and it would be a gorgeous Mac, and I bet it'd be a Mac that loads of people would want. So, have I whetted your appetite? Would you be interested in that iMac Ultra if it were to come about? And do you think I'm talking complete rubbish, or does some of what I've said make sense? And are you an iMac lover? And how are you using your iMacs? Don't forget, if you're enjoying these ones, show it by making sure you subscribe. It really does help the channel out. And I'll be back next week talking to you about something from somewhere. But for sure, it'll be about Apple.